Hello and welcome to another video dealing with the English localization translation of NieR Automata Long Story Short. And today we are joined by a special guest, Misa. Hello Misa, how are you doing? Hello! So, Misa is going to help us out a little bit today, looking at the book. So, I left off around this page last time. I was talking for about 30 minutes. I'm on page 20 now. So let's see how fast I can get through this now. Alright, so I don't think I mentioned anything about this. So he's talking about if there were if that were possible for these simple machines. I didn't like his word choice of simple here. Just because that kind of means that the machines are not evolved to that point, that they're able to think and whatnot, that they're basic, primitive kind of life forms. That's not really what it meant, I thought here, so I just changed it to mere. It's not a big deal. What's this? Oh. This is an example of a paragraph that I really would have liked him to separate it into multiple paragraphs, especially when you're talking about when you have dialogue from different characters. You can't put dialogue from two different characters into one paragraph. You have to separate that out. Let's see. Using her brain! This is such a direct translation of the book. It just sounds so weird in English. Using her brain for unnecessary thinking had drawn her attention away from the obstacles near her feet, and she had tripped. I have a lot of issues with this sentence. The first is just the sound of using her brain. Technically, she doesn't have a brain. She's an android. But this phrase also, near her feet, like things near her feet. How can you trip over something near your feet? I think it would need to have to be closer than near your feet to trip over it. But anyway, going on. I think that's what I said here. Oh yeah. So before I was talking about avoiding passive voice and using active. A nice commenter reminded me that it's actually past perfect tense. Past perfect tense. And it's not wrong to use it, but when you're talking about a full-length novel like this, that type of writing gets really, really, really old fast, and it's very clunky and not very easy to read. It just doesn't sound good. Holy crap, that's loud. Hold on. Turn that down a little bit. Okay. So I think that was my main deal here. Just a lot of word choice. And it was funny. I didn't like this word choice here. In other words, after dying, the androids had been moved from a different place. In the Japanese, it says betsu no basho. And that literally means a different place. But it just sounded weird to me. The androids had been moved from a different place, from somewhere else. I liked this better because you don't know where that place is. I just thought it sounded better. There are less words, and plus there's a little bit of mystery with the word somewhere else. We don't know where, but somewhere. Not just a different place, it could be anywhere. There's really no feeling to that, I guess. Going on. He uses a lot of as if. I haven't really noticed him use any other phrasing for this clause. For example, like, or something like that. Like, as if, as though would be another one, but he uses as if a lot. The only path was one that took them past the corpses. You cut that out. When you're writing, you really want to use as less as few words as possible, but you can still get across your point. So unnecessary language like this is, you cut that out. Just get rid of it. The only path took them past the corpses. Okay, that's better. What is this? Why always near the... Oh, he must say near their feet again. Where is that? Oh, here it is. Near their feet. There was a jagged sound near their feet. So weird. What's this? There are multiple enemy signals up ahead, said Ninus. Let's move with caution, said 2B. This should not be the same paragraph. So you have 9S talking again, and then you have 2B at the very end. All of that. This should be the new paragraph, which is why I wrote the paragraph symbol there. New paragraph, please. Going on. Determined not to trip. This time, determined not to trip. 2B advanced carefully. Well, I'm glad you're determined not to trip. That just sounded weird. A lot of had gets old very, very, very quickly. This next sentence. Maybe the ground had been dug out to create a basement, and its roof had collapsed. Its roof. I liked ceiling better here, but that's probably just a personal choice. Again, it's all word choice, so people are gonna have different ideas about that. She had absorbed some damage. What? This is also another direct translation from the Japanese. To absorb some damage has a little bit different meaning than what was intended in Japanese. You can't really say it this way. You can't... To absorb some damage, what does that mean? So it was deflected a little bit? She didn't take as much damage as she normally would have? That's kind of my image, getting this from using the word absorbed here. That's my idea. But that's not the case here. She took some damage, but it wasn't enough to impede her combat abilities. But she could still fight. So she took damage, but she could still fight fine. That's what you mean. Please reword that. Going on. Preposterous! Who uses this word? I don't think many young people use this word. It's just weird. Especially for... No, don't use this. I never use this word. Please, come on. Going on. A livid sense of disgust overwhelmed. Okay, I don't know why I highlighted that. Uh-oh. We're getting to the good stuff here. So all of the speech from the machines is written in katakana in Japanese. So in order to kind of show that in the English translation, he uses a lot of binary code. So the O's are gonna be zeros and I's are gonna be ones. So here we go. Da-da-da. This is no good. This is no good. This is no good. This is a travesty, actually. To have the most iconic line in the game, this cannot continue. It's even in the music. The official release of the soundtrack, I don't believe it's on the actual OST, but it's on the, I believe it's on the bonus CD. I'll have to check that, and I'll write the information on the description. But this is just sloppy. It's very clear that he did no research on the game or anything. He just directly translated from the script. And I don't know why that was done. There must be many reasons for it. But as a NieR fan, and I'm sure most of the people who bought this book or are reading it are fans of the game first, So to have this iconic line be abused in this way, it's really not good. So, alas, going on. It was if the machines. So he always uses the if clause as if it was if. This is no good. Oh God, tell me about it. To be a nine. What did I write there? I can't read it. Oh, you don't have to say their names all the time. He never uses any pronouns, or very rarely. And he always says their names like this, and it gets really old fast. And you can use other words instead of their names all the time, like the androids. That would free up 3 words into just 2. Here it is again. Taken to its heels. I mentioned this before, but this is a direct translation of... I don't remember what it said in Japanese. I wrote it down. I said it before, but I thought that a better way to say that was to... Where'd it go? Here it is. Quick to turn tail and flee. So the original Japanese was about the machines having fast feet to run away, basically. But you can't really say that in English, so I thought to say that they were quick to turn tail and flee, I thought that was more to what the translation, more faithful to the Japanese, that translation. So anyway, going on. What's this? What is this? The machines started to climb. Oh, who says this? It's unclear who says this. That's why I highlighted that. It's unclear who says this. Oh, and here's another example of as if again. He uses that so many times. Just rephrase the sentence. You don't have to keep using the same phrases and stuff. It gets old. Light growing stronger and stronger. Wouldn't you think it would be better to say light growing brighter and brighter? In English, I think it sounds better than stronger. But again, this is another example of a direct translation from the Japanese. The Japanese uses the word tsuyoi, tsuyoku naru. So that's why he used the direct translation. Light growing stronger and stronger. It just sounds strange. Going on. On the video... What? She had seen footage of a larval insect eating through its cocoon on the video database of Earth. Chijo. Here they're using the word Earth, but that would have been chikyu in Japanese. But the word that they use in the Japanese is chijo, which just means on the surface of the planet. So it's referring to a video that was used to help basically a video for the androids to study before they come down on their missions and stuff. So they have to study that. So that's what she's talking about, that she recognized this larval insect from that video, I believe. Hi. Going on. No, this is a machine. Just strange. Wouldn't you just say it's a machine? That's a direct translation from the Japanese. Okay. Similar to. He uses the word similar to a lot too. I think that's why I didn't highlight it here, but to an android's. Similar to an android. I don't think you need a possessive here. Why was its appearance so similar to an android? Yeah, you don't need a possessive there. Okay. The man's eyes started to glow red. It was a sign that a machine had affirmed an enemy. What does that mean? The word here, ninshiki. That means to recognize. So not necessarily to affirm an enemy, but to recognize an enemy. That's when their eyes glow red. Here's a similar. Did I just say that? I guess. Similar to... Oh, what was this? The man retreated, wounded, but not fatally so. He retreated, wounded, but not fatally so. Oh, this is another example of how he uses the same words. Sometimes in the same paragraph, sometimes really close together like this. So fatally, fatal damage, unexpectedly fast. He's using a lot of the same words. There should be a comma there. Androids, blah blah. So this is when Adam is waking up and he's learning. It's evolving. It was preposterous again. Oh my god. There it is. Preposterous. Preposterous. What's this? I don't remember how to say that word. This means to exterminate or destroy. So here I highlighted this because to abolish the enemy just sounded weird. Just say destroy. To destroy it. Their instincts to destroy the enemy quickly were in no way misguided. What the fuck? What does that mean? The longer the battle lasted, the more the man would learn. Their instincts to abolish the enemy quickly were in no way misguided. That is so clunky of a sentence. What are you trying to say there? Oh, here's another fatal wound. Oh, uh-oh, here's a name typo. 9B. You mean 9S. 9S. It's 9S. It's really tricky for unique names and things like this to be caught with a spell check, but it can be done. You just gotta proofread. Alright, so 9B. I was getting tired, so I started to highlight less here. This is a machine? That's a direct translation. I thought it should have been just, is this a machine? Is this really a machine? Because he's evolving so much, right? And he looks like a human with blood and stuff. Protrude. The first thing that penetrated the skin was an arm. Oh, so this is when Eve is getting born. So the first thing that penetrated the skin. When I hear this word to penetrate the skin, I think of something entering. Something that is getting pierced into, not coming out of, right? So I said to protrude. The first thing that protruded from the skin was an arm. Just weird word choice. And another as if. This other one. The arm shot up with its palms spread. Have you heard of that phrasing before? Palms. How can you spread your palms? To spread your palms. So you're opening your hand really wide? Is that what you mean? Or just open hands? Open palms. With hands wide open. Something like that. Just word choice. Rephrasing, I think, would help here. I lost where it was. Okay. We have to get out of here. I don't know why. Why did I highlight that? I don't remember. Alright, so that's the end of the first chapter, but we have another aside. This is an aside from Adam. And as you can see, it uses a ton of binary code. This is a pain in the ass to read. It's not impossible, it's just annoying as all hell. It gets old really, really fast. Now, the Japanese... Hold on. The Japanese... Oops. For this, uses kind of childlike speech. If I can open it properly. Yeah. Yeah. So here you can see. So it uses no kanji. it's all hiragana and katakana, which generally means that the speaker is childlike, that they don't really know how to speak well enough. They haven't learned kanji. Usually little kids will write like this. So it makes sense that the newly born Adam is speaking this way. So to translate that aspect into English is really kind of tricky. But I don't think you really get that feeling from inserting binary code into the language. It just, especially when it's the same exact way that normal machines talk, like these guys. He's not a typical machine. He doesn't really speak like those guys, right? So, I think there would have been other ways to get this idea across. Maybe take out punctuation, maybe use all lowercase, and that would be really maybe keep punctuation but use all lowercase, or maybe misspell words intentionally. That would be kind of interesting, but I don't know. But it's really tricky to decide on that. Okay, so going down. Acquire languages or knowledge. Acquire language. It's just singular. To acquire language. Yeah, there are multiple different languages in the world, but you don't need... Especially with knowledge. You're pairing it with knowledge. It's not knowledges, right? I just thought it sounds better, just language. Acquire language or knowledge. Going on. Oh, this was just very awkward. When playing a physical game and is not as enthusiastic when reading a book or listening to music. Oh my god. Reading books. Just use normal language. So I sometimes think about sin. We are, after all, criminals that destroyed paradise before paradise could exist. This is a reference to the biblical Adam and Eve. I don't really remember why I highlighted this one. I'm not sure. But that's the end. So that is the end of chapter 1. So finally, and I'm after 20 minutes already for this bit, for goodness sake. So chapter 1 is done. The next is chapter 2, starting with, oh, and I already wrote a ton. So I will continue again sometime soon. I stopped reading around here, so I still need to read. So I'll read this, make a bunch of notes, and then I'll come back for another continued video if you guys like this. I don't know. It's kind of fun. I like doing this. I like talking about it. I'm not perfect. All right. So, like before when I was talking about active and passive voice, there is a little bit in there, but I do make some mistakes. So if you catch me saying something that's wrong, just let me know and I'll try to add in an annotation into the video. I don't really know how to do it yet. Like, there was something I was saying. There was a word in... Oh, here, when I was talking about this, I said this is a word in parentheses. These are quotes, you silly. I meant to say quotes, not parentheses. So, anyway, this is just coming from me, my experience as a writer, and especially because of my love for Yoko Taro and all of his work. So I just want his stuff to be handled with the utmost care, and when it's not, I get upset. So I hope that for the next book, short story long, I hope that the translator learns a little bit from his mistakes, so that it doesn't get repeated again. Especially since the majority of that book has already been translated by fans and stuff, so it's not like it's new material or anything. He can do a little research and read up on that and see how people translated it, you know. It doesn't need to be exactly the same. He can, you know, translate it as he likes. But, yeah, when you get things wrong like this, that's when people start to get upset. So, anyway. Alright. So, thanks a lot, guys, and I'll be back again sometime soon. Hope you have a good one.